Call of Duty has had over 500 unique weapons in its 20-year run. Now, some of them people loved and some of them people hated. So today we're putting together a list of the 10 most loved weapons and the 10 most hated. And let's start with our first hated weapon, and we're honestly starting off hot, and that is because we are going with the incendiary shotgun from COD World War II. Now, if you played this game and you weren't out there grinding Fortnite, you know how annoying this thing was. I mean, honestly, the regular shotgun by itself was already really, really good. And then you would put in the fire rounds and it pretty much made it a one-shot kill. Like, if you would shoot somebody and it didn't take them out right away, the flames would then burn them. So you're pretty much chalked if you run into one of these shotguns. You were not getting away. And on top of this, they had 6 shots. So they could just spam these 6 shots. There was flame and fire everywhere. It was visually annoying. It's got to be one of the most annoying shotguns ever. And I don't think it ever got nerfed. And if it did not work. Now, for our first loved weapon, we're going to be going with the Call of Duty Ghost Honeybadger. I mean, now I know for me, Ghost is not my favorite game, and the game in general kind of gets a bad rap. But if there is one thing that I loved and one good thing from this game, it was this weapon itself. Honestly, it's an iconic gun. It was good in the campaign. It was pretty much my go-to for any sort of multiplayer gaming that I was going with. And it was like a hybrid. It was like an AR SMG. It just felt good to use. On top of this, it had a built-in silencer from the start, so you didn't need to burn an attachment, and it just gave you so much more flexibility with building your class, and it kind of made it OP, to be honest with you, because I feel like this is the one gun you talk about from COD Ghosts. Now, for our second hated weapon, I'm going to go with the MP40 from World at War. And now this might be a hot take, because y'all know me. I love World at War. I love the MP40 as a gun in general. But let's be honest, this was the bane of everybody's existence back in the day because it was literally perfect. Up close, check. Mid-range, check. Far away, I mean, it was good enough. That's the crazy part. The problem was with the MP40 that you could attach a drum mag to it, and then when you combined it with stopping power, it was literally untouchable. And don't even get me started if the person were to equip Jug instead of stopping power. I mean, that's like the Terminator out there. Once a person brought out the MP40, everybody pretty much had to use it. And if you didn't use it, you didn't really stand a chance. So my thought process is, do you even remember another SMG in this game? You probably don't, because this is all that you used. Now that brings us to our next loved weapon, and we're going with a fan favorite, the ACR from MW2. I mean, what is there to say about the ACR? When you think of satisfaction and perfection, you just think of this gun. Let's be honest. This was the pinnacle of low recoil ARs. I mean, even though MW2 had a couple attachments, like there really wasn't many, you just put on the silencer and iron sights, you were good. I mean, you were good to go. I loved using this gun. It was so good. It was fun to use. And I probably would consider it one of the most well-known guns in COD history as well. Now, we might give a couple of you some nightmares with our third hated weapon, and that is the Brecci from Black Ops 3. Now, some of you maybe didn't play the jetpack era, but let me just warn you, it might have been one of the worst weapons to go against in any game of all time, not just Call of Duty. It took absolutely no skill. It was an automatic shotgun. I mean, what else is there to say? Automatic shotgun. I can still hear the noise of this gun in my nightmare, especially if you were in lobbies where people had that jitter mod. Disgusting. I'm pretty sure, I don't have this on record, but I'm pretty sure the devs tried to nerf this gun like 5 times. And if you go play Black Ops 3 today, it's still probably the most overpowered gun in that game. I don't know what happened. Now, after getting the nightmare of the Brecci, we're gonna move on to a loved number 3, and that's the MSMC from Black Ops 2. Now, this is an all-time classic. To me, it's the MJ or LeBron of SMGs, whichever one's your favorite. In today's standard, honestly, this thing probably would have a little bit more recoil than you're used to. But back in the day, if you could control it, it just puts you in another class of players. It had great damage, great movement speed. It was so fun to use. And honestly, it was one of the first guns that I used in League play, which was kind of the competitive mode in Black Ops 2. And that opened me up to watching competitive Call of Duty, your nade shots, your scumps, and all that. Go Boston Breach. Now, for this one, I got 2 words for you. Doof. Yes. The next hated weapon is the R9 shotgun from MW19. Now, this was a Warzone problem. This was a multiplayer problem. And it was probably one of the most obnoxious guns of all time. Before it was patched, you could put in incendiary rounds just like the World War II shotgun we just talked about. And it pretty much was unstoppable, especially with the quick TTK in Modern Warfare 19. Massive range, massive spread on the bullets, and a massive pain in my you-know-what. Are you starting to pick up on the gun type that I don't really like? Now for the loved, oh man, is this one loved? The M16 from COD 4. There's so much to say about this weapon. You boot it into this game, it was this 3-round burst, absolute laser beam. And honestly, I don't really typically like 3-round burst weapons, but it was something about the M16 that just felt different back then, you know, compared to like an M8 nowadays or whatever. When you hit those shots and you got a 1 burst, I don't know if there's a better feeling in the world as a Call of Duty player. And especially if you played with the M16 in Modern Warfare Remastered, the connection kind of got fixed in that game, and it might have been a 1 bullet, and maybe 2 in COD 4 Remastered. It was so fun to use. All right, yeah, next one up. Yeah, it's the 725 from MW19. This thing was like a sniper rifle. The problem was it was a shotgun. Those don't correlate very much. Pre-nerf, you couldn't really do anything about this if you ran into it. And after it got nerfed, there was really nothing else you could do about this. If you ran into one, you were pretty much dead. The one memory I have with this gun is someone camping behind a door with claymores in front of the door. So you'd have to run through the door. If you got hit with the claymore, you'd die. They put another one in front of it. But if somehow you got smart and you got like some perk, I can't remember what perk it was, EOD probably, to not die to the claymore, you would then be greeted with a 725 in the back of your head with a dude camping behind a door. I feel like anybody that had the 725 sat behind doors. Am I wrong on that? And now we have, oh man, this was a good one. The Galil. Oh, I love this weapon. The Galil from Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was kind of cool because for a number of reasons. We were kind of doing the modern shooter, or we were doing the World War II shooter. And then we got to play in the Cold War, and there was an introduction of just all sorts of new weapons. And the Galil was just, it was just perfect. It was perfect. It had minimum recoil. It hit like a truck. The iron sights were so smooth, that circle. And if you were feeling spicy, you threw on that silencer, and my goodness, you felt good. You looked good. You played good. Okay, for our 6th hated, we're going to go with the Akimbo FMG9s. Now, if you played Modern Warfare 3, of course, these were in Modern Warfare 3. This has got to be one of the most overpowered and annoying secondaries of all time. You know, we've had some secondaries that were overpowered, maybe a little overpowered, and you know, you would see a lot of people using them, but this one, it was just on another level. It had hip fire. There was tons of ammo. It would melt you in a heartbeat. I mean, there was instances back in the day where if you fired it, like the fire rate was so quick that it would make the game lag when someone was getting shot by them. I mean, what are we doing? It was a secondary, but I've also seen this on people's most overpowered weapons as a whole. Not overpowered secondaries, most overpowered weapons. We're talking about with the ACR and all that stuff. A secondary is on that list. That's never good. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, on loved here, we got the MP7, and we're going with the MP7 from MW3. Similar to the ACR. The Modern Warfare 3 was just, it was smooth, it was silky, it was precise, it was simple. And honestly, I think we may be looking at the GOAT of SMGs in Call of Duty history. Maybe that's a wild take. The gun had low recoil, high fire rate, a good ammo supply. I remember seeing so many people put on rapid fire and extended mags, and you would run around, you were unstoppable, you were getting specialists, you were getting Moabs. This was actually a really good time. Despite me not playing MW3 as much, MW3's MP7, I can tell you, I have so many memories with this thing, and I absolutely loved it. Well, we're back to being angry again. Our next hated weapon, it takes us to the LSAT from Black Ops 2. Now, you may be thinking, T, an LMG? I mean, what can be so obnoxious about those things? They're slow and clunky and boring to use. Well, the LSAT by itself wasn't too bad, but there was a little attachment in Black Ops 2 called the Target Finder. And this has to be one of the most annoying pairs in COD history. Now, if you don't know what this is, the Target Finder just put big red squares on the enemy for you to find and shoot. Now, if you use this combo back in the day, I don't really like you very much. I'm gonna be honest with you, especially if you were the dude laying on your belly in the back of Nuketown. Get a job. Now, after a little bit of that anger, I'm sorry. I apologize if that was you, but now we're gonna go to a loved weapon, and this brings me so much joy. The Grau, or the Graul from Modern Warfare 19. Now, you can talk about the Verdansk experience with this thing. You can talk about the multiplayer experience with this thing. The Grau was the perfect AR for both, man. I mean, some of you probably are shouting at me, Kilo and AMAX, but I'm telling you, nothing is beating the iron sights of this weapon with this attachment build. It was just, the irons were so good that you then could just rock whatever you want. I mean, I don't know. As long as I had that iron sight, I was good. The fire rate, zero recoil, literally. This was the era of clickbait class setups, and you could literally say the Grau had zero recoil, and people, you know, they would believe you. So that's good. It had great accuracy. The damage was just perfect. It was a beautiful gun, and it was there for us, man, when we needed it the most, man. Well, this is one that, again, it's a jetpack era game, so I don't know if a lot of you played this, but this is the BAL from Advanced Warfare. Despite me actually liking Advanced Warfare, I got very annoyed with this gun, and this is because it was just the definition of broken. I mean, if you didn't use the BAL, it felt like you lost. And the worst part about this weapon is if you didn't get a specific variant, which you could only get from supply drops, you were always at a disadvantage. We're talking about the Obsidian Steed if you didn't have it. I still don't have it. I played Advanced Warfare for the entire year. I went back and bought supply drops, never could get it. So it literally was a pay-to-win weapon. And of course it was overpowered. It had better stats than the regular one. And this was pretty much the reason that they called this game Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. But it's okay, because now we're back to another loved weapon, and that is the MP5 from Modern Warfare 19. There's a lot of Modern Warfare 19 on this list, just because I feel like the weight of these weapons was so good or bad. And let's be honest, I mean, Call of Duty, the MP5 is a staple of it. It's in a lot of games. COD 4, Cold War, MP5, Black Ops 1, all of them. But I feel like this is the perfect version of this SMG. It was my go-to in Warzone. It was my go-to in S&D. I just spent a lot of time using this thing. It was quick, amazing close-up. You could slide cancel like a madman with this thing. Super consistent. I honestly wish I would have grinded camos more in MW19, because having a Damascus MP5, it would hit different. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I'll do that in a future video. I don't know, maybe. Another hated weapon is the VMP from Black Ops 4. Now, let me explain, because a lot of you that played Black Ops 3, the VMP is probably a loved weapon, but this one I hate, and there's a reason why. Let's be clear. This is a very, very, very good weapon in Black Ops 4, but it had a major problem. I believe in the beginning, you could only get it through the crates in the black market. So once people started getting this, it completely dominated the multiplayer. every single person was using it because it was so good. And especially in a game where there's 150 health, if you have an advantage where you have more damage on your gun, more people are going to use it. It's going to be pretty much any advantage you could get, you were going to take it. And so listen, you know, if you can only be earned through supply drops or supply crates or whatever you want to call them, it's always going to be hated in my book. Now, this one might be a little bit of an unpopular pick, but I'm going to go with the Deagle from COD 4. I don't even know what to say here. Just listen to this for 1 second. This was a gentleman's weapon. I mean, the Deagle only had 7 rounds, but if you hit your headshots, even as a secondary, oh man, it was killing very, very quick. I don't know if meaty is the right word to use for it, but the Deagle just felt so good. And the funny thing was with this one, it was actually the first gun that I got to experience gold camo with. Once I saw a gold Deagle, man, I was hooked on this game. I was hooked on COD as a franchise. And this brings us to our final hated weapon. We had to go with this one, man. The Akimbo 1887 shotguns from MW2. You probably saw this one coming. I mean, let's be honest. A good chunk of you guys probably played this game. You were in the era of the golden age. You know how game-breaking these shotguns were. I don't even know if OP is the term for this. They were literally broken. Now, they eventually got patched. But, I mean, before the patch, you could use these like a sniper from all over the place. It was a one-hit kill from anywhere on the map. And just a reminder, I said that they were shotguns. They were not snipers. But after they were patched, they were still very good. You could go play MW2 with these guns and you're still going to be just fine. But the beginning, oh my gosh, I hated these things. Now, listen, our final loved weapon it's no secret, man. I mean, this is pretty simple. I would be doing a disservice if I did not include the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2. A lot of you were sitting on the edge of your seats, getting ready to type on here and go, hey, T forgot the Intervention because he hates snipers. No, listen, this gun is one of the most iconic weapons, not just in COD history, but gaming history. I mean, I feel like you could play the Intervention sound at a family reunion and your grandma might know what this gun was. I mean, what is there to say that hasn't already been said about this? This is the greatest sniper rifle in COD history. And you know what? It wraps up our list pretty well. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the 10 most hated versus the 10 most loved weapons in COD history. Let me know, how did I do? Do you think I missed any? If you want to see me do this on another category, let me know. I would love to do that. I actually have one planned already, but if you have any other ideas, let me know and we'll work it out. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching this video and you made it all the way this far. We're getting close to 500K. I don't normally plug this too often, but make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. If you want to watch another one, go click over there. We'll see you in the next one.